because if I flip it, it's going to go like this. Actually, still backwards, guys. I don't know. I'm going to start. So welcome to the live on the fasting gap. I'm Cherise Segal, and I'm so sorry. I'm not sure how to do this the other way. I think what I'm going to do is put it that way. On the fasting gap. I'm Cherise Segal. There we go. And beautiful. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure how to do this the other way. Hi guys. Is put it that way. Right. So I'm looking at the fasting gap. What I'm going to start with is metabolic. Put this up here. Yeah, beautiful. The metabolic science. Now, the metabolic science between women and men versus women and men for the fasting gap. It's the differences between athletes and office workers, and basically the simplest methods for busy people. So I'm looking at the metabolic science here, folks. I don't know if you can see that. I think that's better. Thank you for being patient. And I'm going to be telling you why the gap exists. The metabolism isn't just about calories, right? It's about mitochondrial efficiency. So your mitochondrial, the other power plants of your cells that convert food and oxygen into ATP. And basically this is the ability to switch between burning sugar, glucose, and burning fat, ketones. The problem in a modern lifestyle, we're often like sugar burners. So we eat a lot of sugar. Thank you everyone for joining today as well. And we eat it so frequently that our body never learns to access its fat stores. And fasting forces the body to bridge the gap by activating AMPK, which is an enzyme that tells your body to stop storing energy and start burning it. And let's look at the athlete versus sedentary. So if you're a person that works out a lot and you love to exercise every day at the gym or 6 days a week, or you're a trainer, you know, there's differences. And basically sedentary, or you don't work out as much, or you sit a lot as well. You know, the daily activity level completely changes how your body handles a fast. The sedentary office worker as well. You know, the high mitochondrial density highly efficient at burning fat, and it clears lactate and lactose, and if you're an athlete you'll know what this is. Prone to leaky energy production and insulin resistance. The fasting goal: performance and recovery. Fasting is like a tool to boost growth hormone and speed up repair, disease prevention, and fat loss. Fasting is a tool to lower baseline insulin levels and the performance gap. So fasting too long can deplete glycogen, leading to bonking or muscle loss. And sorry, the word bonking in Australia is not a nice word, but the stagnation gap. Long periods of sitting plus frequent snacking keeps insulin high all day. And guys, if you've got any questions, just put it in the chat and I'll try and answer them. The 3-hour rule. If you if you train low and compete high, like you're an athlete or a trainer, or you're someone that likes to go to the gym a lot, but always, you've got to fuel for high intensity sessions. The 3-hour rule, as I said, ensure at least 3 hours of fasting before bed to fix nighttime metabolism. Simple methods for busy people. So simple method for busy people here. Let's look at that. Basically, we try to do first one, you can use micro fasting, guys, but if you've packed the schedule, don't try to be perfect or be too hard on yourself. Yeah, it is. And what was it discussing there? Yes, I'm going to discuss the metabolic differences between women and men in a minute. And guys, if you've got any questions, please talk or just do your questions. Oh, you can't talk, sorry, it's a live. And we'll look at number 1, the bookend method. Instead of counting 16 hours, just focus on the 2 ends of your day. The morning, delay your first meal by 2 hours after waking, drinking black coffee, tea, or water. And in the evening, close the kitchen 3 hours before sleep. I'm just going to flip this, folks. There we go. This is the men and the women. I'll get into that in a second. So this is for men and this is for women. So I'm going to just do that properly. Yeah. So instead of counting your 16 hours, just focus on the 2 ends of your day. As I said, delay your first meal by 2 hours after waking. Drink your black coffee, tea, or water, as I just mentioned. In the evening, close the kitchen, as mentioned, 3 hours before your sleep. And why? This naturally creates a 12 to 14 hour window without you having to skip social lunches or family dinners. The coffee bridge. Now let's look at that. If you're too busy to prep a healthy breakfast, use black coffee as your bridge. Now, not everyone can tolerate coffee if you have gut health issues. It's quite high in acid as well, and maybe if you might have it like I do. I don't drink much coffee because I get very anxious. So, the caffeine slightly boosts your fat oxidation and suppresses hunger hormones. And until you can sit down for a high protein lunch, pretty much. The decision, let's look at number 3, the decision free. 5-2. It's a 5 to 2. So if your daily fasting is too hard to track, pick 2 days a week, like Monday and Thursday, where you eat just one nourishing meal, eat normally the other 5 days, and this reduces your weekly caloric baggage without the daily math. So the metabolic hug, let's look at that. It's for women in high stress phases. So if you're a highly busy person in the high stress, or if you're exhausted or under high stress all the time, drop the 16 hours and switch to 12 to 12. And when I mean like that, the 12 to 12 is like if you start eating at 6 p.m., you are going to eat again at 6 a.m. And this is where you start normally. And men, you can do this the same way as well, the same. So start at 12:12, and then, you know, you can start increasing, but only increase if you are in a relaxed state. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm like streaming on 2 platforms at the moment, so apologies if you can't see, but yes. There's a method which you can start at 8. Oh, sorry, you can start at 8 a.m. Oh, damn. Sorry, guys. What happened there? Start at 8 a.m. and then it's not very sturdy. Sorry, hi. And then what are my messages? Start at 8 a.m. and then finish at 8 p.m. And this gives your gut a break, prevents the cortisol spike. Cortisol, guys, is the, you know, the stress hormone, and, you know, this prevents, you know, the brain fog during a busy work day or busy period. Hi, Kazi Edits, how are you? Would you, you know, I just think if you're gonna fast, start off with the 12-12. Start off with 12-12. Start off with 12-12, and yeah, that's how you're going to do that. So let's look at men versus women with fasting. As I said, we start off with the 12-12. Men and women are the same. And the reason why it's different for women and men physically is because men have a 24-hour circadian rhythm and a higher threshold when fasting. And then women have a 28-day infradian rhythm, which means that we go on a 28-day cycle, you know, when we get our period. And, you know, it's very harsh on our bodies as well. So no, it's not good for women to have too high of a fast, because when we are in that fasting state, from my point of view and my experience, I get very anxious and my body starts to shake and I get very crawling skin, which isn't good, you know. So I think that's no, not good. So I dropped down to 1311. So when I dropped down to 1311, I was much more relaxed and it didn't affect my periods. And our bodies are wired to protect also potential pregnancies as well, guys. I didn't know that fully, because our body goes, oh, protect, and then it just puts fat on your stomach pretty much, which isn't, it's not good for us if we're in a higher fasting state and then our body thinks it's pregnant or potentially pregnant, then it tries to protect us and holds on to the fat. Not good. I wanted to explain the infradian rhythm, because it's not a well-known thing and it's a scientific language, guys. You're not going to understand about it. And the infradian rhythm, is, as I said, the 28-day cycle. So as I said, any questions, guys, you ask in the comments. And I'm just going to flip this without this thing falling. Sorry about before. Where was this? This fell. Okay. We'll look at fasting times. So, the best fasting times, as I said before, are starting at 12:12. Start at 12:12 and then work your way up. So the 12-hour to 12-hour, as I said, that's the first thing you should do, men and women out there, because it's the safest thing to do. It's you're safe. And basically, if you start with that, you can't go wrong. You can then raise it to 14:10, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So I only do this, I've only started back to do this on the weekends because I'm in a relaxed state. And if you're on a relaxed state, you can't go wrong. You literally can't. So when you're relaxed, your body doesn't think it's in danger. And this is called the rest and digest. But if you're in a high cortisol state, I don't recommend doing this one, the 16:8. So the 16:8, you go higher. When I was doing higher fast, I got up to 18 hours, guys. That's crazy, right? Not good. And I just thought this is not a good thing. Okay, so when you're in a relaxed state, you can go from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. as well for 16:8. And the difference is between people, like female and men. Men tend to have a higher threshold. I think it's the hormones. because the men have testosterone and the women have more progesterone and estrogen. But when we do fast higher, no good. No good. So when you need, and then, you know, it's best not to stress. I'm on this one, the 13-11. So when I do 13 hours and 11-hour window, I start eating at 6:30 a.m. and I'm done pretty much by 5:30 p.m. And it's fabulous. You know, it doesn't raise my stress levels because I'm 50 years old now. You know, it doesn't raise the stress levels, folks. So for any of you who are 40 and over, I recommend this one for women, you know. And disclaimer, guys, if you need to, because with my clients, I help them with their GP joint doctors. And my first client, he lost so much weight. He lost a lot of weight in about 7 months, safely as well, from the 12-12. So always, if you're going to raise it, take your time and, you know, make sure you are in a relaxed state all the time. And I just wanted to look at how we break our fast. So I'm sure you've all heard of MCT oil. You know, the MCT oil is like, it is a fuel, triglyceride. Basically, it's like a leveled up coconut oil, you know. And it's fabulous. And you break your fast with soup or bone broth, or MCT oil. And then also you can break your fast with avocado safely, but the bone broth is the best thing, or an egg. Try eggs as well. Yeah, it's so cool. Like, I've been in and out fasting for about 8 years now, and when I was on a higher fast, I was much younger. I was younger, like 10 years younger. But now that I'm 50, nah, it's completely different ball game. If you're like menopausal or perimenopausal, there's no way you can do like a huge fast. Maybe a huge fast once a week. I recommend Dr. Mindy Peltz, and I'll put that in the video description as well for you guys, or I'll do another video. But it's just a really good tool if you want to like lose fat on your body but still safely maintain the muscle mass. And it's a very cool thing, really cool thing. And you know, you got to keep like also you got to have your electrolytes while you're fasting. So I recommend Ancient Lakes, which is like potassium and sodium and all the good stuff there, all in the one. And yeah, it's the best thing ever. I don't know what's happening. And if there's any questions you can ask, feel free. Guys, I can't see your questions, I don't know why, on TikTok. I'll answer them after if that's okay. Hi, Macca. Hi, everyone on TikTok. That's great. Kezzy, eat it, eat it. So you still there? Just want to make sure. That's pretty much it, folks, for my live. And if you want to add me or like and subscribe, I'm on here as Wellness by Sharisa Gal on YouTube, and I'm on TikTok as Wellness by CS. So that's Wellness by CS TikTok. And feel free on YouTube, guys, to ask any questions as well, or send me some messages. I'll get to the messages when in TikTok, folks, when I see them I'll answer, okay? And everyone, just take care of yourselves and always be kind. And yeah, just be kind to yourselves. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you later. I'll see you later, guys. Thank you so much for joining.